get into the latest offensive coordinator search with our Houston Texans. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of TheLead Houston, where it's all Houston all the time. You won't find anybody with more passion speaking about your favorite Houston sports teams than this guy right here. Astros, Rockets, Texans. I try to do it all. So go down in the comment section. Let me know. Give me a quick temp check, Texans fans, because I feel like the end is coming near. I do feel like the Texans are about to make a decision on this offensive coordinator search, but I could be completely wrong because I was already wrong about Chip Kelly. If anybody missed that video, it is the previous one I had just posted a few hours ago with Aaron Wilson, his video, not with him actually, but crediting his video talking about the Texans and Chip Kelly and that. Chip Kelly not so interested in moving to the NFL. It is what it is. So the Texans obviously are moving on, and they have moved on swiftly with a bunch of candidates that they're all right, Overall, I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, the list of candidates they've interviewed, I'd give it a good 6, maybe a 5 in terms of how good these candidates are on the list. But regardless, the latest with the Texans and the offensive coordinator search is today is Friday. Brian Johnson is interviewing today virtually. Not sure if he's already completed the interview yet. Haven't seen anything popped up as of right now, but Brian Johnson is supposed to interview virtually. Now, Brian Johnson was a guy that was with formerly the Philadelphia Eagles last year as their offensive coordinator. Ended up getting let go, fired, scapegoated, whatever you want to say, but he was they blamed him as the main reason as to why the offense was lacking. And Brian Johnson now has moved on to the Washington Commanders, where he is the assistant head coach. And I believe he's also the assistant quarterbacks coach as well, too. But he is known around the NFL as a guy that's very good as a positional coach, maybe not so much as the offensive coordinator, the play caller, whatnot. Everybody knows Brian Johnson. He was born here in Baytown, Texas, so he knows Houston, knows the area. He was once working with the Houston Cougars, I believe I want to say it was 2017. I'm just going off the top of my head there. But Brian Johnson, it's an all right interview. I think if anything, the Houston Texans, if they were going to ask anything about Brian Johnson and really grab something, it's the idea of the AI technology, the virtual technology that the virtual goggles or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, guys. What Jaden Daniels has been using with the Washington Commanders, where he basically puts on these virtual goggles and he can simulate defenses, whether they're going up against the Vikings, very heavy blitz defense. He can simulate how it's going to look like live, and it's literally him as quarterback without any hurt, any injuries, any excess of use of the body. So if there's anything that I want to grab from a Brian Johnson interview, it would be that specifically. And then moving on, we got Grant Udinski, who was interviewed yesterday. Grant Udinski is 28, 29 years old, considered a wonder kid from the Minnesota Vikings staff. He just has amazing quotes coming from Kevin O'Connell, J.J. McCarthy, Josh McCown. Everybody talks extremely high of Grant Udinski. Once was a former player way back in college. He was a tight end, converted to defensive end. He works on the offensive side of the ball. Some point, this guy is going to be an offensive coordinator at some point. But Kevin O'Connell absolutely loves him, loves Grant Udinski. And everyone says that he is going to become a Kevin O'Connell one day in this league. But given his age, I do think that, yes, as much as I like the deep dive and like the interview, I do think he needs some more time in order to become an OC and even whatever else he wants to accomplish in the NFL. After that, we got Bill Lazor, who interviewed yesterday. Who interviewed yesterday with the Texans. Now, as we learned with Aaron Wilson's video, Bill Lazor, who is already in-house, interviewed in the building. So a lot of these other guys have only virtually interviewed. So we'll see how it goes. But to me, the latest news and what is going around with the Texans is what is happening with the New York Jets. Nick Kayley was seen as a top option for the New York Jets. Nick Kayley, the same one that has interviewed for the Houston Texans this year, also interviewed with us in 2023 before he went to the LA Rams, knows the people, knows Nick Caserio. So, with that being said, his top option was the New York Jets. He ended up declining to go to the Jets with Aaron Glenn. So, the New York Jets have already hired an offensive coordinator. The Tampa Bay Bucks have promoted an in-house move to be the offensive coordinator. I believe is Josh Grizzard. So the Tampa Bay Bucks have solved their OC position. The New York Jets, who we thought Nick Kayley was the top option for, they have hired an offensive coordinator already. So that, to me, leads some slim pickings for Nick Kayley if he wants to be an offensive coordinator. The ball is in his court right now. You know, if he is that interested with the Houston Texans, if he continues to stay interested, maybe this is the guy that lands with the Houston Texans. Maybe this is the guy that ends up here in Houston, considering the rest of the opportunities are closing now. Does he want to move on to be an offensive coordinator here with Houston? I would be excited about that, and I do think, given the rest of the candidates that you have interviewed, Nick Kayley is the best option right now. You can agree, disagree down in the comments section, but y'all let me know, how are y'all feeling about the offensive coordinator search? Do you think Nick Kayley is going to be the offensive coordinator? I'm starting to lean that way. I'm starting to lean that Nick Kayley and his Rams background, and being that he's interviewed twice in the past 2 or 3 years in the Texans with D'Amico and Nick Caserio, knows the guys. Kind of feel like his connection as well with Cole Popovich. We learned on Aaron Wilson's video that Cole Popovich, who was the assistant offensive lines coach with the Texans, could be returning as the internal candidate to replace Chris Strausser at offensive lines coach. So, given that both of them have a connection with the New England Patriots, Nick Caserio, New England Patriots, Nick Caserio, Nick Kayley, John Carroll University, and then Sean McVay, Nick Kayley. Sean McVay worked with Kyle Shanahan with D'Amico Ryans. Y'all catching up here? The Houston Texans seem to be maybe landing with Nick Kayley at the offensive coordinator position, but who knows? We never know what's going to happen. The Houston Texans, things change every single day. So, this is just an update to keep you informed. Nick Kayley, I think, is the guy that they're going to be leaning towards. I really do. But to me, it is between him and Gerard Johnson, like Aaron Wilson said in yesterday's video. As always, guys, go Astros, go Rockets, go Texans. You have a blessed day.